So this is part 2 of a 6-step series that we're talking about on the 6 avenues of adoption. So the one we're going to talk about today are consultants. Hi, I'm Steffany Aye, and this is all about adoption. So let's get started. So let me describe how an adoption consultant works. So an adoption consultant is, we kind of call them the middleman. They're your advocate. They're there to hold your hand. They don't work with expecting parents. They're there to just be your advocate and to help you find adoption situations. So basically, it's like paying one fee and getting on 12 different agencies' lists because they network your portfolio with several different agencies throughout the United States. So your expecting mom could be from Florida, Louisiana, Oregon, Texas, could be from anywhere. So once again, it's paying one fee and then networking with several different agencies. And then they're there to hold your hand and to be your advocate and to help you through the adoption process, wherever your adoption process ends up happening. So when working with a consultant, you are going to have to find a local agency to do your home study. And then the consultants help you find a placement wherever that is in the United States. And then when you bring your child home, your home study agency will do your post-adoption report. So the consultant does pretty much everything else in between those two of the home study and post-adoption. So let's break it down for you. So with an adoption consultant, you don't have really restrictions on terms of age. You can pretty much be between the ages of 21 and 60. So age is really determined on the placing agency that the consultant connects you up with or the adoption attorney. Most states don't have age requirements beyond the age of 21. You can adopt even up into your 60s. What is going to determine your age in terms of being able to adopt with a consultant is going to be most likely agency or attorney, whatever policies they may have. Residents, you can live throughout the United States and work with a consultant wherever you live at. Marriage, I'm going to say marriage is going to be a limitation of at least, if married, at least 1 year of length. That still varies from agency policies that the consultants work with, but I'm going to say you need to be married at least 1 year. Now, consultants do work with singles, and so you don't have to be married. With regards to divorces, that once again comes down to whatever agency you happen to be matched with a consultant on whether they have that kind of requirement. But letting your consultant know that, they'll know whether to direct you towards one agency over another. Everyone's going to be looking for financial stability. Not everyone has to have a 6-figure income. Most families have lower incomes when working with a consultant. So you don't have to be ultra rich in order to be able to adopt and to work with a consultant. Medical history, generally you need to be healthy with a normal life expectancy with working with a consultant. Prior criminal history, this is going to vary depending on the agency that the consultant connects you up with, but I'm going to say probably no felonies is probably going to be across the board because a consultant works nationally. So we don't know where your adoption is going to happen. And there are some courts who have certain more stricter requirements than others. So I'm going to say if you have a felony, it's probably going to be a little more difficult to work with the consultant. Generally, the age is newborn. Occasionally, there will be toddlers when working with a consultant. Gender and race. Generally, you can have a preference for either of those when working with a consultant. It may just limit you in what agencies would be available for you to work with. Open adoptions is generally yes. Most all domestic adoptions are open. Now, when you're working with a consultant, as we talked about, is kind of more of a national outreach. So you may be matched with an expecting mom. Let's just pretend you live in Kansas and you're matched with an expecting mom who lives in Florida. Having an open adoption with her is going to be a little more challenging. So just keep that in mind and just know that open adoption still can be maintained even with distance. So don't think that's going to get you off the hook if you're hoping for something that's closed, because we have a lot of technology this year to help everyone stay connected. Travel. 99% of the time, you're going to have travel when working with a consultant because most chances are you won't get matched with an expecting mom in the same state as you. The wait time could be anywhere from 12 to 18 months when working with a consultant. They have a pretty wide network of agencies that they work with, or also attorneys. So you may find that your placement can come as little as 12 to 18 months. Typical cost is between $45,000 and $50,000, so it is on the higher end of the spectrum of adoption fees. So that pretty much rounds out what consultants are and how consultants work. So it's a little more of a wider network when working with a consultant and doing a placement. So I hope you found that helpful. We'll see you next week when we talk about private adoptions.